Mrs.R.M.Yemul, Assistant Professor from Walchand Institute of Technology. Today's topic is Waterfall Model in Software Engineering. Let us start. Learning outcomes. At the end of this session, the students will understand the concept of a waterfall model. Introduction of waterfall model. Let us see. Waterfall approach was first SDLC model to be used widely in a software engineering to ensure success of the project. SDLC means software development life cycle. In the waterfall approach, the whole process of software development is divided into separate phases. In this waterfall model, typically the outcome of one phase acts as the input for the next phase sequentially. The waterfall model is a software development model used in the context of large, complex project, typically in the field of information technology. It is characterized by the structured sequential approach to project management and software development. The waterfall model is useful in a situation where the project requirements are well defined and the project goals are clear. It is often used for the large scale project with a long lifetime where there is a little room for error and the project stakeholders need to have a high level of confidence in the outcomes. This is the waterfall model phases. First one is the requirement analysis, second is the system design, third is the implementation, testing, deployment and maintenance. These are the 6 phases of the waterfall model. Let us see the phase by first to last. The sequential phase in the waterfall model are: first one is a requirement gathering and analysis. All possible requirements of the system to be developed are captured in this phase and documented in the requirement specification document. Second phase is system design. The requirement specification from first phase are studied in the phase and the system design is prepared. This system design helps in specifying hardware and the system requirements helps in the defining the overall system architecture. And the third phase is implementation. With input from the system design, the system is first developed in the small program called units, which are integrated in a next phase. Each unit is developed and tested for its functionality, which is referred to unit testing. First phase is requirement gathering and analysis, second phase is system design, third phase is implementation, fourth phase is integration and testing, fifth phase is development of a system, last one is maintenance. Fourth one is integration and testing. In that, all the units developed in the implementation phase are integrated into a system after testing of each unit. Post integration of entire system is tested for any faults and failures. Next one is deployment of a system. Once the functional and non-functional testing is done, the product is deployed in the customer environment or released into the market. Last one is maintenance. There are some issues which come up the client environment. To fix those issues, patches are released. Also, to enhance the product, some better various versions are released. Next, when to use the software development life cycle waterfall model. Some circumstances where the use of the waterfall model is most suited are when the requirements are constant and not changed regularly. Third one is a project is short. Next, the situation is calm. Next, where the tools and technology used to consistent and it is not changing. Last one is when resources are well prepared and are available to use. Next style are following are the features of the waterfall models are: first one is sequential approach. The waterfall model involves a sequential approach to software development. where each phase of the project is completed before moving on to the next one. Second is document driven. The waterfall model dependent on documentation to ensure that project is well defined and the project team is working towards a clear set of goals. Next, third one is quality control. The waterfall model places a high emphasis on the quality control and testing at each phase of the project to ensure that the final product meets the requirement and expectations of the stakeholders. Fourth one is rigorous planning. The waterfall model involves a careful planning process where the project scope, timeline, and deliverables are carefully defined and monitored throughout the project lifecycle. Next is importance of waterfall model. Following are the importance of the waterfall model are clarity and simplicity. In that, the linear form of the waterfall model offers a simple and unambiguous foundation for project development. Second one is clearly defined phase. The waterfall model phase each have unique input and output guarantees a planned development with the obvious checkpoints. Third one is documentation. A focus on through documentation helps with the software comprehension, maintenance, and the future growth. Fourth important is stability in requirements. Suitable for projects when requirements are clear, stable, reducing modification as the project progress. Fifth one is resource optimization. It encourages effective task focus work without continuously changing context by allocating resource according to the project phase. Sixth importance is relevance for a small project. Economical for model project with a simple specification and minimal complexity. Next slide is for advantages of waterfall model. In that, first one is this model is simple to implement and also number of resources that required for it is minimal. Second is the requirements are simple and explicitly declared. They remain unchanged during the entire project development. Third one is the start and end points for each phase is fixed, which make it easy to cover progress. Fourth one is the release date for the complete product as well as its final cost can be determined before development. Next is it gives easy to control and clarity for the customer due to strict reporting system. Next one is simple and easy to understand and use. Next, easy to manage due to rigidity of the model. Each phase has a specific deliverable and review process. Next advantages is phases are proceed and completed one at a time. Next, work well for the smaller project where requirements are very well understood. Clearly defined stages. Next advantage is well understood milestones, easy to arrange tasks, and last one is process and result are well documented. Next slide is for disadvantages waterfall model. In that, in this phase, risk factor is higher, so this model is not suitable for significant and complex project. This model cannot accept the changes in the requirements during development. It becomes tough to go back to the phase. For example, if the application has now shifted to the coding phase and there is a change in environment, it becomes tough to go back and change it. Next disadvantage is since the testing is done at the later stage, it does not allow identifying the challenges and risks in the earlier phase, so the risk reduction strategy is difficult to prepare. Next disadvantage is no working software is produced until late during the life cycle. Last one is high amounts of risk and uncertainty. Next disadvantage is not a good model for complex and object oriented projects. Poor model for long and ongoing projects. Next is not suitable for the project where requirements are at a moderate to high risk of a changing. So risk and uncertainty is high with this process model. Next is it is difficult to measure progress within the stages. It cannot be accommodated changing requirements, and last disadvantage is adjusting scope